maraschino cherries. Made her run. No one had a run like Grimes. No one.
Yeah, sorry, that's a bug. I've been trying to fix Big Smoke. It's not gonna happen. See, the press start button I've developed there is actually it's a It's a form of conditioning where if you interact with the stream a bunch, it does stuff. But yeah, I feel like there's no better place to start than now that you're here. Yeah, is the fish gonna be work for a time? Yeah, okay, I'm actually learning how to do things. What's going on, everybody? My name is Zach. This is Admin Entertainment. Welcome back to the stream. Give me that girl. There's my brother in the background. You already know how it is. Yeah, so today we'll be continuing, or at least actually really officially starting work on the new game, which is the point and click RPG. Also, the I don't know fund for getting new mouse. It finally worked. I mean, I also had to get a new mouse, so it's great. It's got this little thing on the side. I don't know if it's not gonna focus. It's got this little button right here, and I think this zooms in and out. It's got a fancy scroll wheel, and it's more side buttons than my last gamer mouse, and this is an official work person mouse. So I can feel like a big old-fashioned work guy today. And that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be doing some work. Is there any other things that you guys think we're gonna do today? Words that mean stuff? Yeah. All right. Either way. Big Smoke, you weren't here yesterday, so good. First off, how you doing today, man? It's good to see you in the stream. We're gonna look at your favorite game engine today. Good dope. But yeah, since you weren't here last time, a little bit of catch up of what we're working on. We are working on let me just turn on my phone to work mode because I'm gonna have to hear a loud alarm in a second. Yes, sir. We are going to be working on a point-and-click RPG, kind of Final Fantasy style, set inside of an old computer from the 90s that is infected with some kind of horrifying virus, and you are the antivirus, hence the name of the game being Merlin Antivirus. I'm turning up the DPI on my mouse real quick because it is very slow. I don't know how to do that. Is it this? No. Oh, pointer speed. There it is. Let's turn it to like 50. I feel like I can recognize with that. So yeah, today we're going to be actually cranking down and doing some of the things we have to do for the game, which is blah, 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 not the brain dump section, but the player character section. We actually have to get the point and click. So it looks like my brain, oh yeah, how's the music bounce? Can you hear the music and my voice, or is my voice overpowering the music? I can never really get it working. Now that I have you here, I'm hoping it is working. Just tell me if it's not, because I've heard some of the stuff and it just sounds like mic peaking on the other end, but we don't want that. Okay, so today we're gonna do a point and click system, and it looks like I like the idea where you switch around your characters like a Lego game. That's perfect. Good to know. Thank you, my dude. So we're gonna it's gonna be a pretty short stream today. It was 10 minutes, or it's roughly 8 minutes to get in there, so we're gonna go for about an hour, just getting things done. Oh yeah. Also, before we even continue, big thing to point out. Let me pull this up actually real quick on the other monitor, and get ready to hear my voice twice. I already know y'all love that. We hit 92 followers on Twitch. We're almost at 100, y'all. The face reveal is happening soon. This is insane. Yeah, this is awesome. It seems like we're going to go in a pretty good spot, and hopefully we get more people coming in and join this game, blah, 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 blah. You already know the bunch of stuff. I'm not going to go over today. It's been a big day. We're going to do some big work. So yeah, let's get a point and click system today. So that's going to be a little difficult because, thanks, man. Appreciate you. So, yeah, I can't believe it. The face reveal is exciting. You guys will finally get to see the real me. This is a VTuber face right now. I had to come up with the most handsome possible person with dreads, and this is just what was generated. Had no control over it. I'm not that much of an artist. So once we hit 100 followers, you'll see my real face. But yeah, so let's see. We're gonna do a point and click system, and that is fun-ish, depending on how we're doing it. And basically what that means is we are going to first actually be a good developer and set up the thing that actually makes sure that I stay on track, which is our favorite Pomodoro timer. But yeah, let's actually do a couple things. One is going down here, creating another area for our tasks. So we're gonna call this one sprint. And anyone who isn't familiar with the Scrum system, or who hasn't had the super fun experience of working with a team using the Scrum system. We don't want a timeline. Is it a Kanban board? Yeah. Basically, what this is it's a way to streamline development. So the way we've been using the Pomodoro timer to make sure that we're actually like focusing for a chunk of work, then take your break so my brain doesn't explode on stream, which isn't good, given the age demographic of like 90% of y'all. This board will do the same thing where I'm actually going to be listing out each individual task I have and then developing that within a certain time frame based on what we do for the streams. So if you're familiar with Trello, this is it. I've used Trello on the channel before, but Notion has something built in I haven't really used, and it allows us to just straight up create our own Trello board inside the program. So we're gonna do. So this untitled, what if I do? What happens if I click new? Whoa, okay. What am I doing here? Set up board. I can open the board as a full page, right? All right. So let's get tasks, or let's see, dev tasks. I have no idea what we're gonna do. We're gonna organize this as we're going. So we have this not started section, we have this in progress section, and we have this done section. I don't know if I can adjust this as I want to. Oh, we can get another board, or we can get another view. We're gonna see it as like a table. Neat. All right, gonna delete that. Yep. I just want to mess around with this to see what we're working with. I'm getting distracted already. View database. This is what this is just doing it as a sheet. I don't want to do that. What I do want to do. Okay. I'm not 100% sure, but we're just gonna run with it. So, card one, here we go. So first thing we want to do is we want to create a point and click player, and that requires a few things. Can I add a property? So it's like, can I get a due date? There, here we go. Call this one due date. Perfect. And let's say a sprint is going to take 4 weeks until, in its entirety. So let's actually figure out what we want for this one. So this point and click player, we just need to fill this up with some to-dos for like actual tasks that we need inside of it. So what is this going to need? First off, we need to create a player character that navigates using the nav mesh system. We need a nav mesh setup in the sandbox level. Wow. Sandbox level. Yep. And finally, we also need, let me just mess with my ring light a little bit because it is blinding me actively. And I don't want to buy stronger glasses. I don't want to go back to Costco, man. Those people are scary. They always ask you if you want help, and you're just like, yeah, I want help. But then they look at you while you're scanning your groceries. It's like, I could have done that. And I might have some unresolved drama with Costco I'm not willing to talk about on today's stream. Maybe we'll do that at the 1 million subscriber special, so I'd never have to talk about it. So we need a player character that navigates using the nav mesh system. We need a nav mesh set up inside the sandbox level so we can actually navigate in it. And we also need a raycast system, or raycast, I guess, to feed information to player, because the player is technically an AI character. And I don't know if I want to actually have the raycast system directly communicate with the player itself, or I want to say, hey, this location just came in. What do I want to do with this? Is this like an area that the player can actually navigate to? Cool, send that to the player. So that's another thing we're gonna have to design, but I think this is, oh yeah. Make sure player can navigate up slopes. So this is another important one because, like IE ramps and stairs. So if we have something where like there's some verticality to a level, we want to make sure that the player can do that. But this is a pretty big one already. We're gonna put that there. I can't add icons to this. Can I add like a mouse to calculus. There we go. Perfect. So that's the first one we're gonna do. We're gonna have the point and click player. Let's look at the rest of the player character setup. The interaction system. That's gonna be another thing to do. So let's also set up the task list for that. Right here. Interaction system. And let's edit that. Bless you, Jethro. Bless you. Bless you. Got a due date property, perfect. Template. Oh, cool. I could have made one. Oh, cool. All right, neat. Let's get another to-do list in here. So what do we need for the interaction system? We need to set up interaction range on player. We need a setup highlight system for interactable objects. And the player is in range, and if I hover over it, an object, it glows. Perfect. Jethro has allergies? Yes, he does. I have been giving Benadryl, which is actually something you can do for dogs, but I should get his prescription refilled. Hella expensive. But yeah, the boy's been sneezing. That stuff is really expensive. Like allergy medicine, like on its own, is an expensive thing for people, but like a 30-day supply for a prescribed allergy medicine for a dog of his size, which is 80 plus pounds, it's like $80 a month, dude. It's crazy. Should become a vet. Blink. Cool. So we got the interaction system. That's the next thing. Let's look at the other thing on the player character. Oh, cool. Got like this little split view. I love that. Memorize keyboard code navigation for player. Yeah, that's good. And specific keybind for interaction. Let's make it right click. Let's see. Right click menu when player interacts with an object. So I think that's a good setup for that. Yeah, it's so there's a couple things for dogs for when they have allergies. One, you can straight up give them an allergy shot, which lasts them like a month. Since Jethro continually got bigger and as he gets older, he's actually gonna have to go back to the shot. But that costs around $100 to $200, I think, for the shot, and that's every 3 months. And then, it's cheaper to get the pills, so I'm doing my math wrong. So it's a little more than like 200. And the pills themselves are $80 for a 3 month supply. And luckily, Jethro's allergies aren't as severe as they used to be as he got older. But it's still nuts. Like, dog stuff is insane. Medical stuff is insane. Like, there's a reason why there's dog insurance. Okay, so we got our point and click system, we got our interaction system. Let's get I don't want to work on the classes yet, so I think these two are good. So we're gonna call this like dev tat. We're gonna call this one sprint. Instead of this, we're gonna call this one sprint 5, 14, 24. And we'll just keep adding boards as time goes on. Now I'm doctored for real. And I'm one of our viewers here, one of our Canadian viewers who hops in, was telling me about how it's not even free in Canada anymore for healthcare, or at least a couple of coworkers I know in Canada, who like I was straight up was asking about like the healthcare system, and because it isn't privatized, you spend a lot of time at clinics actually more than you get seen unless it's like an emergency. So yeah, if you ever seen that that one American Dad bit where he's like bleeding out and then the lady says my elbow feels funny, apparently that's what it's like. But it's like that here sometimes too. I don't want to get into this. And I think the final thing I want to do for this sprint, because I don't know if I want this to be like a 2-week system or a week system. We're gonna see how we do with 2 weeks. And if this isn't like done in like the next 2 weeks in a way that I like it, or we're gonna see how a week feels for just like these tasks. And if I don't like the way I feel after, like if I don't like what I've done after 2 weeks, or it's not done like in a way that's like, hey, this is actually, these tasks are complete in 2 weeks. In a week, we'll switch it to a 2 week thing. But I think the final thing we need to do is design, or at least finalize design for items / gear. And I don't know, what's a good icon for material objects? I like that potato, but it's not quite that. Let's get we got a sword I can use here? Yeah, we got swords. Sweet. And for the to-do for this guy right here, we're going to, let's see, outline. Thank you, Big Smoke. Always appreciate the wisdom. Sorry I couldn't get that train. You know, actually, I'm glad that you're here because you're reminding me of something. I have been meaning to finally beat San Andreas. I'm installing it right now on my phone because apparently with Netflix becoming a game studio, they actually have acquired some point, or at least at some point they got the rights to offer San Andreas as a downloadable game. So if you have a Netflix account, you can get GTA San Andreas. It's crazy. We're gonna say item system for implementation. Let's see. Figure out how items will be structured for gameplay. Plan how players will be able to store items in inventory. I guess create design page to finalize details. Perfect. All right, so we got our 3 things here. Let's say the due date is a week from today, so that is the 21st. Yep. Wish I would show it on here. Beggars cannot be choosers. And signee doesn't matter. In progress, point and click player. Yeah, look at that. It's now blue. I love it, dude. We like the color blue. All right, so sprint. To potentially, and let's also do this. I've never been a scrum master before. This is an exciting foray into a brand new industry. 245. Okay, no. All right, sweet. We have our sprint plan. Now let's work on that. So according to this guy, we need a player that navigates using a nav mesh system and a nav mesh setup in the sandbox level and raycasting to feed player information. Hey, Phobos, welcome to the stream. How you doing, dude? Also, did you figure out a name for your handheld? What project we doing now? We are working on here, I'll just read you the summary. We're working on Merlin Antivirus, a turn-based RPG set in a 90s computer where you have to defeat a supervirus that has infected it. The attacks are code-based, so there's going to be stuff like for loops, pointers, and a bunch of other code stuff that I forgot off the top of my head. But the real goal here is to just create like the initial zone where the player has to first get past the firewall to like get to the rest of the computer. But yeah, we're working on that. I kind of want to do like a low poly, retro-ish design. Like there's this episode of The Amazing World of Gumball. Let me pull that up real quick. Thank you, Opera GX, for updating. There we go. And I didn't even use the private browser, which I need to do. Because I don't want to dox myself for the 18th billionth time. Let's see if I can actually sell something. Oh yeah, actually here, let me give a quick shout out to like what my the biggest inspiration for this is. Hold up. So there is there's this little series by this dude on Instagram. His name is Chris Miller. And he makes like this kind of retro characters right here. And like the series is called Polygon Pals. And I recommend checking it out. There's only like 5 parts. Some of them there's like, cursing, but I'm pretty sure you've heard me curse. But it's kind of got like this old school, like crunchy texture stuff.
What the fuck are you doing, man?
I love this. And like I wanted to make something in this kind of style. So we're gonna do something similar to that, or something kind of in the vein of, let's see if we can get it right here. Expanding world of Gumball. Story. There is. Let's see. Where is it? This right here.
I'm gonna
Not this. This is the Garfield movie with Samuel L. Jackson as Garfield's dad. You can't feed a cat its own food, by the way. That would land you in a lot of trouble. I'm not allowed back at Petco. Alright, but there's this right here. It's like, I don't know how to describe this art. And I don't know what genre it fits in. But I both love it and it also terrifies me. I feel like that's perfect. That explains a lot of things for me as a kid. But yeah, we're right now we are working on creating a point and click player, and that involves us just setting up a player using the nav mesh system. Something I've done before. I don't know if I streamed. Ooh, sweet! I can use the zoom in and out function here too. Awesome. I don't know if I streamed when I was making this one game a while ago called Gabo Onslaught. Right? Hey, you're a Gumball fan? Right on. It's definitely like in my top cartoons. It's not my favorite. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new character body to 3D. And on top of that character body, we also need the nav. We need a agent, which I'm glad they haven't. This is experimental. Yep. Great. Awesome. And we need a couple more things. We need a mesh instance. 3D, so we can get our character mesh and move that. We'll keep that there. And we're also going to get a collision shape 3D, and I can't believe I forgot to do this for a second. Yeah, the episode, I forgot what the episode was about, like Penny's shell being broken and like her parents being super pissed about that. Okay, now that we're actually working, let's set the timer. Super important to our work. Oh, and I'm actually going to go in like 10 seconds to feed my dog. So, yeah, I did not time this well. Oh, cool. Didn't know that could be set up there. So we want a capsule mesh. It's like the default for game development at this point. I think we can thank Danny for that. Get that all set up. For you're trying to make a game like Smash Bros. With people from your school as your character. Hey, that's pretty cool. You're doing like a 2D. You're doing a 3D thing. Yeah. Is it gonna be like more Brawlhalla-ish, or is it gonna be like more like what's that one that was like all the indie game characters? Let's go to Sandwich Hill 3. I like to just make the player like a different color too. Yeah, let's make the player like kind of like a purplish color. This doesn't really matter too much. It's just helps differentiate for me at least. I'm just like, hey, this I'm working with, and we got to pass that purple. That kind of like, there we go. Maybe lighten that up a little bit. There we go. Sweet. More Brawlhalla. Nice. So you can edgeguard and recover to beyond reasonable amounts. I love that. Let's see, let's go player. No, not player 4. Player, save it. Save it under scenes. Player to T scene. Great. It's gonna be the second player. Oh wow, you're gonna make a handle. You're compatible with your handle too. That's awesome, man. I'm telling you, that's gonna look phenomenal whenever you like do your foray into the game dev / just working world and computer stuff, if that's what you decide upon. Okay, so we got our player character here, we got our nav agent 3D, and I'm gonna have to remember how to do that. I'm gonna come back to this later, but right now I'm just gonna go over to our sandbox level here, and we are going to add a couple things. One will be a node 3D to just hold our like level. And inside that we're going to have a bunch of different things. Adding a child node, and it'll be a mesh instance 3D. Cool. And inside that we're going to make it a box mesh. We're going to turn this into the ground, and we're going to oh wait, I did this in the wrong order. We need to make a static body 3D. Then we need to make this a child of that. Make sure that's in the same spot. Sweet. Then we want a collision shape on that. Awesome. I feel like I want to make a plugin where I can just automatically have these set up, so I can have like static level building tools. But there probably is level building tools in Godot, and I'm just not using them. In fact, I know that there is. Cool. Let's go to here, and let's go to the ground area, and just make sure that our cube is set up to not be that. But let's make it like, I don't know, 20 meters by 20. I feel like 50 by 50 gives us a little more wiggle room to work with. There we go. Awesome. The character is actually taller than that. That's fine. Let's go to our collision shape right here. Make sure it's the exact same thing. 50 by 50. Sweet. We're good to go on that front. Now let's collapse this. Call this one the ground. And make sure that we can... I just realized, I don't know why, but I've mapped the scroll wheel for both sides of my mouse to zoom in and out, and that's actually really annoying because it's the same thing. Okay, so we got our ground here. Let's add in another static body. And let's add in another static mesh, or add in another mesh instance. And I don't know. Oh, actually, no, I do know that this needs to be like physically based, but let's see what we got access to. So there's nothing like a stair mesh, but there's a prism mesh, which we do need. And this will allow us to test ramps, and assuming that that is allowed, then this would be super easy. Okay, cool. So we got our that, we got our that. Let's call this one the ramp. It's funny, I'm thinking every time I work in another game engine, I'm like, man, this would be so much easier in a different game engine. And I know for a fact this actually be significantly easier in Unreal, but we ain't switching back. Plus, I've never really done 3D level building inside of Godot, so can't really complain. I put a static body inside of static body. Fun! Alright. Need just to be a collision shape. Not that. We need to add a collision shape. Control A is the hotkey for that. There we go. And this will be a ramp collision shape, unless that doesn't exist, which is crazy. Convex polygon shape. Oh, dude, what did that make? Oh, okay. Huh. Right. We can get a box shape in there, and we can kind of coax it. Over summer, you're thinking about shrinking down the handheld to more of a PSP, PS Vita size. Ooh, that's a pretty big undertaking. What hardware are you running off of it right now? Using like a Raspberry Pi or something similar? I'm assuming since it's like running Godot, you're probably using like a Linux-based system, right? Please tell me I'm right. I can't handle that. If I'm wrong about that, I lose my nerd street credit, and I can't lose that anymore. About there. God, this is so scuffed. Okay, you know what, dude? I just realized there's such an easy way to do this. Let's do that. There we go. And instead of doing that, let's just turn this into a cube mesh, and we are going to just mess with this and rotate them around until we get something that we like. Raspberry Pi 4, nice. Oh wait, hold on. You know what? Keep that in mind. Once we get to the end of our timer, I'm gonna check it out, because there are probably ways for you to... There are ways to just mess around and like kind of cut stuff off of a Raspberry Pi, maybe. Don't quote me on that, because it's been a while since I've even tried something like that. Or just like mess around with any tech. But that could be something for you for shrinkage. But if we're going for PSP, let's see. Vertex color. I want to change that to... I want to make this like the kind of red we got going on. Maybe like ground color, because this is like... I don't know, what's that, like pea the vegetable, or pea the legume green? What is a legume? Is that like that's like the same family as a peanut, right? I don't know. Dude, my brain is all over the place right now. We're gonna... Oh yeah, I don't want to lock the object. No, I want to lock this object. I just don't want to lock this one. I want to lock the children, so I can't mess around with it. And we're going to turn this one into just platform. And we're gonna duplicate you and move this guy around and scale it up to a bunch of different stuff. And now we are going to kind of just keep messing with stuff until we get something we can work with. Duplicate you. To get like some level of that. This is really bad design. Don't do this. There we go. And scale it up on the Y. Just so it's about there. And I'm hoping that this is flush enough that when the engine sees it, it'll be like, okay, this is an angle that I can actually traverse. And this is global. This is not that. What do I want to say? Oh God. Okay. Okay, that's my timer to feed my dog. So, real quick before we do that, let's save this. Do that. I'm gonna go here. Do that. Move that down a little bit. That. Move that over here. Move that up, and do that there. And hopefully, this will be fine. And I just really quickly want to check this out before I forget, because I don't want to get sidetracked too hard here. Raspberry Pi. Because using a Pi 4, and that sounds familiar. Pico's. Yeah, so this is what I was thinking. So Pi 4, yeah, you could do that, but if you want, and I don't know what the power difference is and like what port state you actually need, you could scale down to a Pi 0. This requires like a lot more soldering, but you can completely connect this up to make like a completely different thing. But it's definitely something I would consider, because like if you look at it, here's a. Well, let's actually look at this real quick. This. Where's the actual dimensions of it? 65 millimeters by 30 millimeters. I can't do that off the top of my head, but it's basically, it's smaller than some caps. So I'll leave this up so you can see it, but yeah, I'll be right back. Gotta feed my dog. I'll just pop the link to this actually in the chat. We'll be back in about like 3 minutes, because it's like instant food and it's gotta hydrate because it's fancy. But yeah, check that out. Alright, fellas, I returned. Let's get this done. Alright, so, going back to it. We have our platform here. What's wrong with this? Oh, it's because I scaled up the entirety, isn't it? Yeah, okay. You know what? Let's not even focus on this right now. We will come back to these later. Right now, the biggest thing is to just... I'm gonna snap the grid right now. This is us, because it's using this one. Okay, I don't want to figure that out right now, but, weird. Basically, we just want to move these guys around so we have something for the nav mesh to consider avoiding. Because I want to at least get that done today. I don't know if did I stop my timer? I did not stop my timer. Let's just say we have... So let's just create a quick timer. We'll just say we got 15 minutes left. Sound right to y'all? Maybe, yeah, 15? And do one more Pomodoro after that. Okay, so that's good for that. Let's just keep these guys here and here. God, what's going on here? Come on, get that work with me. There we go. Cool. Nice. And we put everything in the level section. Let's just duplicate all of these real quick. There we go. And duplicate that again. Give it some more variance and like navigation. That's what we really need to do for now. Save that. Let's go back over to the player and we're going to relearn how to use the nav mesh system. And let's call this point click controller. I think I made another one called Quake controller, and basically what this will be is, or what this is going to be, is part of a library of character controllers that I'm making, and just a library in general of different utilities that I'm going to be making that allow me to quickly just use these over and over again, so I don't have to constantly make new FPS controllers, because that's, you don't have to do that. Code's supposed to be reusable. So we got our point and click controller. This is the thing I've forgotten how to do completely. So we love Godot for its built-in documentation. And we're going to see, I'm not even going to try this out actually. We're going to go to the web documentation real quick. See Godot, nav agent. There we go. Using nav agents. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all and say I'm gonna memorize this someday. I know for a fact I'm not. But yeah, this is what we need to do. Actors in the 3D. No, we don't want that. Actors and character body 3D. This is what we want. So we need a reference to the nav agent. We need a setup for move speed. That's pretty standard. We need a function. Or we need a signal that's connected for the velocity compute, which I forgot what that does exactly. Velocity computing with velocity. Because move and slide is called on that. Okay. Yeah, let's just work on this. It does help me to just actually physically type out what the thing is, so I do actually get some level of memorization for it. So it's gonna be a little slow, y'all, but bear with me. This is all for the good of my brain. As soon as I do this, so I can have a little more space. Oh wait, that's a Godot. Okay. And you go over here. Okay, and that gives us enough space. All right. So first thing we're gonna do is just make sure that we have our specifics. Do I want what a character body 2D has? Oh, it does have movement platform abilities built into it. Yeah, let's just keep that. That's easy. So let's do an add export var move speed, and it's set to a float of 4.0. So something I noticed last time I worked on a nav agent was the move speed wasn't actually fully considered. it was more reliant on what the agent was. So we're gonna see what that's gonna be all about. Create an onReady var nav agent, and that's gonna be equal to $. I really can't spell onReady var nav agent, and that's going to be a nav agent 3D. That's gonna be equal to $. Should be built in unless no, it's not set up already. You should be right there and right here. Cool, and then whatever uses this, it'll throw an error if it doesn't have it, but that should be good there. Then right here, this function on velocity computes. Since it's gonna be reusable, I'm going to do that. I haven't connected a function, or I haven't connected a signal through script like this before, so this is gonna be interesting. There's something I struggled with a lot actually when I was learning how to do signals, or at least when I started learning Godot for real. So it seems like all we do is just nav agent velocity computed, which is a signal. Okay, that makes sense. That connects, and then it takes a callable as its argument. I don't know if I actually have to declare a callable, or I can just straight up say velocity computed, and then that is say velocity, and that takes a vector through. That's this argument, and let's do velocity is equal to say velocity, and we want to move inside after that. So I think what this does here, yeah, and do I have to call it? Can I just do? Will it know what a callable is by default? Cool. So I'm just gonna see if that works actually. Hopefully it does. In fact, actually, we can test this out instead of leaving this to pure chance, and we go to. Oh dang! I forgot about something I'm not looking forward to, and a very, very big thing here, which is isometric camera. Yeah, 2-week sprint probably. That's going to be so annoying, dude. All right. Cool. So we got our level here, which is just contains everything that we have, so like platforms, the ground, and stuff like that. And all of this will be encapsulated inside of a nav mesh, which we'll do in a bit. But for now, what we need to do is we need to actually just drag in our scenes player. Yoink. And now we just need to take our player here and move you up and just run it to see if it crashes. Didn't crash. Cool. All right. So I guess it doesn't need to say callable, which is nice. That's good to know. Okay. Wrong one. There we go. So like that, and that's going to go up here too. Not both, y'all. We're like that, and bring up our browser. There you go. So that's all set up. Oh crap! It's because I didn't do like the half bit. There we go. Just put you right there, and make it the other half, and then yeah, no, just eat both of y'all. There we go. Cool. Nice. Let's do a little bit more of that. What's okay. Set movement target is that. Okay. Set target. And it's gonna take a move target. I'm just gonna set a target. I don't like doing like super specific things. So I'm gonna say nav agent super specific variable names for at least for function arguments. That set target. Whoa, nav agent that set target position. And it's gonna be target. Cool, that's built in properly. Godot has to be the easiest language outside of something like Scratch. Oh yeah, definitely. There's a lot of times where like I'm straight up banging my head against it and it works because GDScript just makes sense. It also helps that the theme by default, like for the colors, actually is nice. That is a super important thing. Not really, but for me it is. Physics process. So the nav agent is finished a return. So this is something I had problems with before, but this prevents it from like infinitely going to a spot, which is good. This kind of makes me want to return to the other game I was working on too. There was a couple other games I had an idea for that I'd like to make. So maybe like as a kind of like interlude between this, because this is a pretty big project, we'll maybe do like a Halloween thing in October or like a summer thing. Navigation, okay, next packet. Oh yeah, also to give some like that kind of like add-on to like what you're saying about Godot being like one of the easiest language or easiest engines to learn outside of Scratch. I worked on a game in Unreal that took me like a week to just figure everything out, and I was able to transfer the entire thing to Godot in like a day. Have you seen the guy making a handheld out of an Altoids box? Yes, I saw that a really long time ago. That made me want to do that so bad when I was a kid. Never got around to doing it though. I think I actually started collecting Altoids tins because I was like, I'm gonna do this at one point. New velocity is equal to the position, take a direction. Oh my god, I forgot that was something inside of Godot. That's why I love Godot so much. New velocity is equal to vector 3. Equals global position dot get global position dot direction 2. Oh, you can do. I forgot you can do direction square too, actually, which is a little bit better. I forgot why. Let's see. Returns to square distance for method runs faster than distance 2. So if you need to compare vectors, you need a square distance for some formula. There we go. That's why. We got next path position times move speed. There we go. Assignment is not allowed inside expression. Ooh, whoops. What? What did I do wrong here? Velocity. Can I assign value of type float to variable new velocity is equal to global position, distance squared to past position? Oh, direction. Oh, not distance, it's direction too. There we go. That's cool though. I didn't know about the direction 2 function. Okay, so we got that going down here. And then if we have the avoidance enabled, we'll set that to that, and on velocity computed. Okay. I haven't messed a lot. I haven't really made many games that needed AI before. It's all been like pretty straightforward. Like the enemy just runs around on the screen, and you have to just not get hit. So this is gonna be a set velocity first. We don't want that. Avoidance enabled. What we want to do for that is we want to set nav agent dot set velocity to new velocity. And for else, what we want to do is we want to say on velocity computed new velocity. So Godot spoiled you. Game development is hard. Being spoiled in any capacity is, I think, completely fine and a welcome surprise. So if the nav agent has avoidance enabled, meaning it does avoid stuff, it needs to set velocity, which does that. What does this do? Okay. Replaces internal velocity. Nope, we don't want that. Okay. I mean, having built-in documentation is actually cracked. Methods, blah, 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 blah. Set velocity force. What's set velocity, though? Is that even a thing now? I only see set velocity forced. Is there, okay, obvious the set get, that's why. So, okay. When an agent teleports in his position, you set velocity force. Okay, it sets a new one of velocity for agents. Avoidance simulation will try to fulfill this velocity if possible and modify the collision. Okay, cool. So the nav agent does that. It does do that, but if not, it just straight up. Okay, okay, I understand this now. So by default, on velocity computed is called whenever the velocity is set. If I'm not incorrect, notifies when the collision avoidance velocity is calculated. Okay, cool. That makes more sense. So this will happen. Okay, closer. So that will happen by. Let me actually comment this out too, so I don't forget. So this one right here, nav agent will calculate new velocity if needed. Goes straight to moving the character. That makes sense because that's safe. Oh, perfect timing. And let's just comment out a few new things because this is, unless I'm forgetting anything, this is pretty straightforward. Let's see. Connected via script. Let's see. Make sure that the velocity the nav agent uses will be used. Let's do right here. Sets target position for the character to move to. And yeah, this is pretty straightforward. Right here I could let's see, add logic for rotating character towards direction moving in. Cool, save that. Yeah, nice. This is actually really straightforward. This is easier to remember than making an FPS controller. Let's quickly back this on my GitHub. Always back up your projects, kids. That is the motto of this channel, pretty much. Added, let's see, added character controller and work map. Yeah, what's up? Your phone? Sure. Where's it at? Hold up. Yeah. Yeah, sure. I'm not gonna toss this. Oh, I'm not gonna toss this. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Let's see. Movement logic is in place. Just need to add click. Let's see. Point and click for testing and nav mesh for actual movement for 11. All right, let's push it to origin. Oh yeah, and here's a really cool thing, Phobos. If you don't follow a channel called Game From Scratch, which is a really good one on YouTube, this thing you can do in Godot where you have like these highlighted comments right here, this to do, you can actually get this plugin on the asset store. I'll show you right here. I showed this off yesterday. It is called To Do Manager, and if you go here, you can see right here that to do that I've created, this will keep track of it. And I can click it here, double click on it, and it'll take me right to where I set up that to do. It's super dope. And you can use a bunch of these other like tags right here. And it makes commenting and actually like debugging just so you know where things are happening super easy. Oh yeah, and also if my Godot looks a little different, besides like the layout, I did actually use this Godot theme called Godot Minimal theme, which is pretty great. It just changes the padding a little bit. But yeah, let me actually respect the timer, set this back to 30, because we got one more Pomodoro after this, then we're going to end the stream for the night. Let's go back to our break chunk, set it to the face cam, as we usually do. Yeah, we're just going to be chilling for a bit. I haven't done this in a while. And I think I unplugged it. Yeah, I did unplug it. I don't want to plug in my bass amp just because last time I did, well, when I was researching for like an FPS study, I was playing Destiny 2 because Destiny 2 has good gameplay. Not, I don't like it as a game though, and for some reason, the power draw from my computer plus a bunch of other stuff plugged in plus Destiny running, and this is the only game that's done it so far. It causes my power strip to short circuit and everything to shut down. And I think that actually happened on a couple of streams. So we're not gonna do that today. I'm probably just gonna here, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna show you all something. I'm gonna show you all one of my prized possessions. One of my favorite things. As you can see, everything's a mess back here. I heard somewhere on the internet, which means it was completely true, and there's no doubt that it wasn't, or that it isn't. I don't know. But the messier your space is and the more coherent you talk, the smarter you are. And I don't know how to string together a sentence properly. That right there, that was pure luck. But yeah, this is one of my babies. I don't know if I've showed this on stream. This is my Silver Sky SE in this cool blue color. If you're a John Mayer fan, this is John Mayer's PRS signature guitar. I really like it. But yeah, I'm just going to be kind of strumming on that for our break. We just keep talking. We just keep chilling. If the guitar bits annoy y'all, I will put it down. Because I know some people don't like it when you play or when people play music over something. And I know that the goal someday is to play well enough where Twitch is like, hey, you are infringing copyright. Which I accidentally did when I was playing Brocksmith because the actual song was playing. But yeah. That's what we're doing today. I've just hooked these bad boys up with string joys because my local guitar shop actually got these string joy strings. And if you're a musician, you're on Instagram, and you have seen the string joy ads, they're actually right. I am a sucker for gritty marketing and gritty meaning just like it's just kind of down to earth, and it's actually good. These are really good strings. For the guitar nerds out there, I'm using 9-gauge strings, which I can say these play like 9s in terms of resistance and just like kind of easeability, but they feel like 10s. I don't know. This isn't a music stream. You guys came here for the game development. But suffice to say, it's just like these feel so good to play on. I don't know how to play guitar very well. Yeah. How are you guys doing? Who's still in the chat here? I don't know if I asked you how your day was going, Phobos. Or depending on what side of the planet you're on. I think you're, based on what we've talked about, I feel like you're from my side of Earth, being the US. But, yeah. How's it going? Besides your handout, any new projects coming up? Ooh, hold up. Fingers got a little more nimble. See that on the screen right there? I overthink a lot. You guys have probably noticed that about me at this point. I'm a huge overthinker, which does work in some occasions. Like, it makes me come up with ideas really quickly. But, and this is actually something that stopped me a lot in game development too. I really, really severely overthink just like literally everything I do. And it leads me to a lot of, like second guessing and self-doubt in terms of like projects. It was like, I've shown off the project list. There's a massive list of projects that I have ideated, which looking back at it, I like them. Like maybe they won't be like huge blockbusters, but they just sound like fun to make. But like, there's so many times where I'm just like, why would I spend this time working on it if I don't feel like it's gonna be a massive success? And that's not like the thing you should be doing when you're making games. Or at least that's what I'm learning myself. Like, I didn't make the potato game to make like $1 billion or become like a super successful game developer. I just made it because I wanted to. And that's what it should be about. You're making art. And if you want it to be your career, then yeah, there's definitely a ton of steps to take into account for that. But it should also be like a point of passion to begin with. Perfect. Timer just went off. Putting down my baby, which I'm gonna go shred on later. Shred is used very liberally because I still need a lot of practice. That's fun. Highly recommend learning how to play an instrument. Cool. Let's get back to it. So, we have created our controller. Man, this like ring light is actually frying my eyes right now, dude. Wrong direction. Nope. Yeah. Oh, thank God. Okay, that's so much better. It's gonna be a little grittier because it's in the evening, sun setting. But yeah, let's finish up the last couple things we have to do. So, I think the easiest thing to do here is, or at least the thing we're gonna have to actually do now is creating the point and click controller. Because let's see. Point and click player, which we're working right now. Player that navigates using nav mesh setup into that, blah blah blah. This is what we have to work on now. This is the raycast system. And this one, and then this one. Yeah, in this order. So I don't know how I want to do this. It's either the player is going to understand where the raycast actually gets cast from, or it's going to be some kind of hub in the level. I'm thinking purely just for my own sanity, I will have it be on the player by default. So if I move this around, it will just say like, hey, the player just click this point or this part, like here's like on this input setting, and it'll be done. If it doesn't feel right, I can always just move this code to different spots. This isn't going to be too destructive or anything. But the thing we're going to start off with is learning how to properly raycast in Godot. You can use the raycast node, but for what we want specifically, since we are going to be using a camera that's going to be looking from a very specific angle, I don't think the raycast node is going to work for us, and that kind of sucks, but that's okay. Scrolling through here, this raycasting from a screen, casting ray from a screen for object picking does not have much to do with this because the collision 3D objects is event. This is what we're probably going to need. So ray length, I don't know if this needs to, well, right here, there too, so go to that camera 3D. Remember, the input process of space may be locked, so it should be, in practice, this query should be run in the physics process, so good to know. Collision masks. Let's actually read the documentation page. That's something I really need to remember. All right, and you know what? All work is considered work. We'll keep it at 31 minutes. There we go. Really at the edge of working speeds today. All right, ray casting, introduction. One of the most common tasks in game development is casting a ray or custom-shaped object and checking what it hits. This enables complex behaviors, AI, which we're working on right now, etc. to take place. This tutorial will explain how to do this in 2D and 3D. Godot stores all low-level game information in servers, while the scene is only a front end, such as ray casting, generally a lower-level task. For simple raycast, like nodes like 3Ds will work as a return result of return. Though many times raycasting needs to be a more interactive process to use, so ways to use code. Used by code must exist. In physics world, Godot stores all low-level collision to an information space, the current 2D space for 2D physics. Canvas I go okay for 3D, node I go 3D space. Result RID, which can be used in physics or 3D space. Okay. Godot physics runs by default in the same thread as game logic. Maybe set a separate thread to work more efficiently. Okay, we're gonna have to wonder about that. Multi-threaded coding, that's gonna be fun. Do this only at time accessing space is safe during the node of physics process. Callback accessing for massless function may result in error due to space being locked. Perform physics queries into the physics space. Do that. So we don't want that. We're performing a raycast in 2D. So you just get the space state, then you have to you query that and take that. Cool, and it gets us that. And then the result that we're doing is a struct, or it's a dictionary. With a bunch of stuff. But the collider is what we actually want to look at. 3D space is the same, except this is where things get different. So we just need to get the space state, the camera, and the mouse position. Then var origin equals camera project or origin, mouse position, okay. Then the end is equal to that. Oh, okay. This is I guess now I'm doing this. This is like the 5th time I've done this. I guess it's like less freaky. To avoid self collision, the intersect ray parameter. Oh, cool. All right. that this? Oh wait, so you set parameters. I remember you can pass in like a dictionary for that. And that throws a collision mask. Well, the exceptions method works fine for including parameter because it's inconvenient if you need large or dynamic lists. In this case, it's much more efficient to use a collision layer mask system. It's the intersect array parameter. It's basically intersect array query. Is that like the final thing? And I just didn't read it. It is. Can also be supplied to collision mask, for example, to use the same. Hold on. Yeah, I'll be right back. Use the collision mask member variable. The array of exceptions can be supplied as the last argument as well. Okay. What can we do for this? Good example. Seriously? Okay. Code examples for layers 3. We set it like that. Seriously? Okay, that's gonna be interesting. We don't have to quite worry about that right now. Raycasting from senior 3D objects is for object picking, so not much to do because that. Because the collision object 3D has an input event that'll let you know when it was clicked, but in the case that there's any desire to do it manually. Okay, so this is what I need for something like interaction, but we need this because we actually need to specify like, what we clicked to make sure it was like actually the game space. Or yeah, no, because we actually need exact location. So we're gonna do this. Yeah, alright. I think we got it. Split that up here. Make sure this code is full screen. And this is going to be that section. Do like this one is going to be raycast setup. And this will take a export var array length. It's gonna be a type float, and it's gonna be equal to 1,000 by default. And don't do that. We're gonna say hack. Turn this into const and good value. That's fine. Sweet. Alright. So this all needs to be done in the physics process. So I'm going to do this. We're gonna create a new func right here. Func on. Let's see. On world clip. Let's try this out. Okay, so void returns nothing. So we're gonna say that does. Called when the player clicks. Left clicks in the world for navigation. Sweet. And let's set that up actually in our project settings. Input map. Let's just add a. Just call it move, but for now it'll just be left mouse button. Awesome. So, there we go. So on world click, we're gonna say if action is pressed. right here because it needs to be above that. If action, or if input that is action just pressed, move. Sweet. What we'll do is pass this so it doesn't freak out. Let's see. To do, call the click function and get what has been clicked. Okay. So with that, let's go on world click, and this is where we're going to put in all the junk that needs to be done here. So var space state is equal to get world 3D dot direct space state, and that gives us access to, I guess, the server. I'm still kind of confused on how this all works. And oh yeah, also we need to add a camera to our player too, so we actually get that going. So let's just do that. Go to a player here, add a camera, and I don't know, perspective, orthogonal. What's it gonna look like for us here? I wish I could I wish they added something where you can like just see how the camera looks like as a little preview at the bottom. Let's go to transform here, because you can see how something looks in like the game view inside of Unity, or let's go to local space too, or like just whoa. Oh, is it because of how I did that? Okay. Oh, it's because of the orthogonal positioning. All right. Perspective. All right. We'll learn how to make an isometric camera later, but for now, this is fine-ish. Yeah. Save that. We got a camera. Nice. Let's go back to our script here. Split view with our guy here. Go here. Do that. There we go. And there we go. So now we have a reference to our camera. Let's get that in here. Here we go. Var cam is equal to camera 3D. Awesome. Var mouse pause. This is a good one too, because I always forget how to do this, or I forget that Godot has something like this. Give viewport get mouse position. Super awesome that this is built in. Yeah. Another point for Godot, making things easy for us. Origin is equal to cam dot project ray origin. Okay. And all it takes is just the mouse pause. Oh yeah, because vector mouse. Sweet, I forgot to do this. And then yeah, the last one is okay. Multiple red line. Cool. Var end is equal to origin. So this is where the array is coming from. Plus cam dot project ray normal. It takes mouse position, so it's just kind of doing that. Oh, that's interesting. And then I can multiply that by ray length. There we go. Sweet. Oh wait, I just realized I've been in. Dude, okay, I just realized I've been in face cam the entire time. Alright. This wouldn't be a stream if we didn't do something like that. And then finally, the query, which is the thing that's going to take the most, I guess, kind of effort to figure out, because we have to do something in binary. Physics array, query parameters 3D. And all it does is it just takes the origin and the end. And then collide with area is true. I don't want to set that because I don't want to mess with area 2Ds. And then var result is equal to space state dot intersect array, and then it takes query. Okay, so if I direct access to world 3D space state, which I guess it's like that server thing I was talking about, where it's just like that's the kind of back end for Godot to calculate all that junk. It sounds super technical. But yeah, this seems like it could work. Rad. So now what we want to do is I need to see what dictionary is. It returns a collider and also, oh, it returns a position. Can I have it print results, see what it does at the end? And on click, on world click. Is that what I called it? That's bad Godot practicing. The on should only be for functions. I mean for signals. Let's call the world click function and just see what it prints out. Cool. It is printing out different like spots, which is good. And we are printing out the position, which is also good. So what we need to do is we just need to take whatever position the player is currently at, then whatever position the click is, and then we can turn that into our navigation. So we're almost done here. Let me comment this out real quick and just make sure that we have it all prepped for the next thing we have to do, which is just actual movement. So we're gonna say gets access to the Godot game go backend. 3D stuff. Let's see. It's pretty simple. Change rate origin for mouse position. That's also simple. Let's see. Parameters. Past to the space state. We'll create a raycast to add in the necessary what's it called, collision layers for to make sure player can only click on navigatable land. And this one is dictionary that contains the results of the array query. Cool. So this is actually all really straightforward. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's do the last thing, which is actually have our world click return a vector. Actually, I do want it to return a vector 3, and what I want it to do is I want it to say return results, and then it takes, since it's a dictionary, it just takes position as its thing. Cool. And for world click, we're gonna say if world click does that equal null? Not 100% sure what it should do for that one. If navigation is returned, then what we want to do is we want to say nav agent set target is equal to world click. Oh, wait a second. What does it do? Var new location is equal to world click. And this is returns okay. Let's go to new vector. I don't want to run the function over and over again. I want to say new location is equal to world click. If new location is not equal to null, then what I want to do is I want to set let's see, set target to be a vector 3 of yeah, and there's something else I have to add to here to do. Make sure that the wire is considered if the clicked location is So what I'm wondering is if I even really have to do that. Let's pass in a new location, just see what that does. And if the thing tries to like force itself down into the ground, then yeah, it's a problem. But it's a fun problem. So let's go back here, go to our sandbox here. And let's just quickly add in the world environment. So we always have a lit scene. There we go. And let's run it, see what happens. Oh, yeah, super important thing that I forgot to do, that I was talking about like a billion times. Go over to here where our level is. We're going to add in a nav link, nav region. Yeah, there we go. And you need a bunch of stuff inside to work. So we're going all in there. There we go. And what's wrong with you now? Oh, you need that to work. New nav mesh, cool, and bake. Yeah, all right. A little scuffed, but not bad. All right. Now. Okay. So, new problem, and it's a good problem, by the way. We have nowhere to, or the only thing that's missing is just making sure that that we know where we've clicked. So let's actually back this up real quick. Player now moves to clicked location. Need to add I guess, cursor to indicate where player needs to move. Sweet. We got a good start here. And once we get the asymmetric camera, we'll be good to go. But yeah, let's get the last thing we need, which is, I think, well, let's try this out actually. First off, let's just quickly, visible collision shapes, let's get visible paths. We want that, visible navigation. That's what that is. And I'm guessing that I will never be able to turn this off, or visibility, let's see, off. Oh, yeah, all right, that's fine. So what we want to do now is we want to add in a decal. Because I know it's a thing you can just straight up do inside of Godot. And I want to mess around with that, because decals are cool. That's how you make bullet holes and like sprays. So we got our texture here. We're assuming we can, let's get the icon in there. Sweet. And nice, that should just work. Like if I do this, it'll slide off the edge, wrap around the side. Yes, and do that. If it does that, awesome. Scale you down just like a little bit. Actually, save for the wide. Nah, that's fine. Let's do 1 by 1. Perfect. Nice. All right. Now I know how the decals work, which is cool. What we want to do is I want to take this. I want to cut it, save it, go over to our player here, and then I want to paste it here. Our player. I'm gonna call this one nav cursor. Make sure that we have access to it in the script. Nav cursor. So type decal. And that is equal to this. Yoink. What's wrong with you? The default value using $sign won't. Oh, it needs to be an on ready. Oops. There we go. And then what we want to do is want to save this that. Cool. Then we want to set. Oh, no, let's just set nav cursor. Let's set nav cursor. Yeah. Nav cursor. That global position equal to, I guess, new location. Let's see what that does. Oh yeah, and here's problem number 2. That that doesn't work because it will follow the player. Okay. So we're getting somewhere. Rather than oh, I know what to do. All right, let's turn this into say branch scene. Call that nav cursor scene. Go to scenes. Do that. Awesome. Do this. Delete it. And instead, we are going to have this onReady var be an export var nav cursor scene, and it's going to be a packed scene. And then we're going to have a var current nav cursor. There we go. And this will be I don't know what that will be exactly. Now what we're going to do is we're going to say if that happens, we're going to create a var. We're going to say current nav cursor is equal to nav cursor scene dot instantiate. Sick. Then we're going to say current nav cursor dot global position, or we're going to say get parents dot add child current nav cursor. And then we are going to set current nav cursor dot global position. Position equal to new location. Awesome. And then on nav finish, we can say current nav cursor dot key free. There we go. And I think I spelled that right. It doesn't know what that is, which is fine. Now, if I go here, do a quick load of our pack scene, we got nav cursor. And hopefully this works. So we got that. Oh, keyframe base now. Oh, okay. If current nav cursor dot is instance valid, and we got current nav cursor, then queue it free if it does exist. Sick, dude. It works. Oh, and one last thing to do to make sure this really works. There you go. That way it deletes the old one. Awesome. All right. So now, let's see. Oh wait, I said visible collision ships, didn't I? Visible nav, there we go. The decal that will spawn in the world to show where player is moving to. And this is the, let's see, cached, let's see, instance of decal to destroy when needed. Sick. Going pretty straightforward here. Nice. Dude, this is awesome. All right. And then if I go to debug, I want, what's this? Whoa, don't crash on me, please. All right, yeah, let's say point in click controller. Let's see. Cursor spawns to indicate where player clicked / will move to. Need to implement isometric. Yeah, thank you. And you see, you need to implement isometric camera. And what was the last thing I needed to do? Oh yeah, and test slopes. So we can test slopes right now. The front, how are we doing on time? Hey, perfect too, actually. So we got our player to navigate using the mesh system. Make sure the player can navigate. Okay, so we got nav mesh setup done, raycast done, that done. All that's left now is to make sure we can go up slopes, so like slants and stairs, and make an isometric camera. So let's quickly look at the internet to see if someone has created something that makes my life easier here. Godot, isometric camera. 3D. Oh my god, dude, yes. Give me the tutorials. Fixed third person angle for Godot. Cool. Also, let me just make sure I know what I'm talking about when I say isometric camera. I don't quite want that. Or this is something we're gonna have to think about too. I'll mess around with perspectives with Blender later, probably for tomorrow's stream to see what we got going on, which is gonna be a little bit later today. I mean tomorrow again. It's I have one more super important thing I have to take care of tomorrow. But after that, stream should be back to the normal schedule. Yes, maybe not isometric, or because whenever I think about this game, I think kind of Final Fantasy or somewhere in the vein of Super Mario RPG. Which I guess also it is isometric. This is give me an excuse to actually buy this game. That'd be crazy. I shouldn't. But yeah. Let's add in just like a sloping area for our sandbox here. And then we will mess around with the camera. Just see what we got here. And alright, cool. So let's take our cube here. Let's oh wait, I forgot. You don't if I scale this up, yeah, it's gonna freak out because I scaled up. It's parent and you don't want to scale that up. You want to scale up to children. What are you freaking out about now? Right through. Non-uniformly scaled collision shapes. Oh, weird. Okay. I haven't had that problem before. Alright. Let's take the mesh instance, I guess, and just make it really tall. So maybe like set 1 meter, 10 meters. Okay. There we go. And rotate you like that. And let's take this guy here. Oh crap, I forgot to mess with this collision shape. Okay, wait, or did I fix it? Is it right? No, it's not. Okay, this is 10-10-1. This also needs to be 10-10-1. And I forgot, it's the same thing because it's not unique. There we go. Nice. Now we can rotate our platform here. And we can take this guy here. Making sure the same thing happens where we take this, make sure that this and this are both not, okay, there we go. You have to make sure that this itself is unique. And I should have made this unique too, because if I made that unique recursive first, it would have made this easier. Whatever, dude, we're not making this thing, or we're not making our lives easier here. We're gonna set that to 10 by 10 by 10. And we're gonna do the same thing for our mesh instance here. 10 by 10 by 10. Look at that. Perfect timing too. If this doesn't work, it's fine. We got a lot more done today than I thought we were. And we'll continue it for tomorrow. But hopefully this is fine. All we have to do now is just rebake the nav mesh. So it includes that. Okay. Noticing something there, the slope isn't too happy about it existing. So let's try that one more time. Make our nav mesh. Okay, there we go. That's a lot. That's better. So I just need to see what. I need to figure out how this nav mesh works. Eventually. Get away from me! Oh man! Please don't do that. Oh, did I not adjust the collider? That's why we're getting some errors there? Oh yeah, look at that, dude. Wait, where's this collider at? Oh yeah, look at you. position's all off. Okay, this position needs to be changed. But the size, transform, there we go. You need to go back to here. There we go. Now we take the platform in its entirety. If we look at the collision shape, we're good there, mesh, there we go, sweet. Let's go back here, and move that down to about here. Go back to our mesh here, rebake it, and run it again, see what we got going on here. Our guy should be able to move up, nice and perfect, except it can't get over that little bit of slope, which I thought was gonna happen, and it's because this is like a direct 90-degree upturn. And I think that's kind of freaking it out, so let's try this again. Go up there. Should go up there, should be like, okay, cool, and there we go. That is good. So, thank you for the lights, little bro. Player can navigate up the slopes. Do that. Sweet. Let's go over to our Notion board here, make sure the player's in that. And yeah. Sweet, we almost got our point and click controller done. That was pretty simple. A lot of good stuff on the Godot documentation, and yeah, it's cool. Just piecing together what we have in the docs and just like general knowledge led us to making this today. So that's gonna do it for today. Not bad for almost 2 hour stream. We almost went the whole time. But yeah, of course, a big thanks to Big Smoke for hopping in. Good to see you again, dude. And of course, Phobos for hopping in as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing you kind of min-max the size of your handheld, and I'm looking forward to seeing that Smash Bros game too. Talk about if it's gonna be multiplayer too. If we're thinking about that, or like a local multiplayer. I have no idea. Or when you ever make a Smash AI. But yeah, again, tomorrow's stream's gonna be a little bit later. I have some stuff I have to take care of. Should be around either this time or somewhere in the evening or somewhere in the afternoon. I'll update you guys on both the Discord and Twitter. We need to actually be active on that. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.